She might scream Christmas more than Glinda, especially since her skin is green and she's wearing red. Happy holidays, fellow Ozians! I'm the Louisiana Quadling, a Wizard of Oz collector and enthusiast, sharing with you my thoughts, my collection, and a little bit of my musical talent with all of you. And welcome to the channel. Today, we are looking at Robert Tonner's holiday editions of Glinda and the Wicked Witch. Both of these dolls debuted in the fall collection back in 2005. The first one we'll be looking at is Glinda. Bubble Ballroom Golden Gala was a limited edition of 1,500. She was the first in a long line of original Glinda dolls that Tonner released. There are many features on this doll that are new, at least in the dolls that I've covered so far on the channel, but won't be quite so new as we continue through with Tonner's different designs that he did for both Glinda and the Wicked Witch. This is the first Glinda that features a new hair color. Both of the previous Glinda dolls that I've covered, both the basic and the dressed Glinda from the original collection, featured her red Titan hair. This is the first Glinda to deviate from that in that she has a nice golden blonde. One thing that I forgot to mention in the previous video where I covered the basic dolls is that the basic doll and also this doll both feature that original tan skin tone that was used for Tonner's original vinyl dolls. This isn't the final Glinda doll that will feature that skin tone, but she's certainly one of only a few that does. Glinda is dressed appropriately in gold, as her name suggests, a very nice Christmas color. She gives me a lot of different vibes. Obviously, she does scream Glinda, but she also kind of gives me holiday Barbie vibes, which isn't a bad thing, since this is a holiday doll. And just like all of these sold separately outfits, this outfit is just as stunning. And the fabrics that are used are absolutely exquisite. Glinda wears a gold satin dress, and the satin that is used is a very soft satin. On top of it, she has this sheer gold and silver print. Underneath that, she has possibly one of the most simple tulle skirts that we've seen so far. So the dress doesn't quite poof out as much as the others. It has a different sort of flow to it, which is nice that we're still seeing variation with the way that the outfits are actually on the dolls. On top, she has this faux fur. It might look like a shawl, but it actually is part of the dress. On her feet are golden shoes, and this Glinda also features some nice jewelry. These are definitely the biggest earrings that we've seen so far in the Tonner collection that he's put on Glinda. And like what I was saying about like it's giving that holiday Barbie vibe, it might be because of the jewelry, I'm not entirely sure, but I think she's beautiful. One thing to note about this particular doll, a lot like a lot of the other Glinda dolls that have crowns, tiaras, anything that has jewelry that sits on her head, is that if you are to move the doll, there is nothing securing this tiara on her head. It is just sitting on there. Gravity is just doing its thing. So if you are to display this doll, be aware that if she gets bumped, this will come off. There is nothing in the box that was ever meant to secure this on her head. It's just supposed to sit there. So if you are to add this doll to your collection, don't expect all of this to just sort of stay there. If you ever expect to move the doll, definitely remove the crown, the tiara, whatever is on her head before you move her. Because you don't want it falling off and having the rhinestones fall out or having the crown break. I literally had to search around an entire room for a little rhinestone that fell out of one of these tiaras literally the first day that I got her. So yeah, don't be me. On another note, she is absolutely gorgeous, but we have to move on to the next one. And here is our final holiday edition doll. This is Crimson Castle Holidays. And just like Glinda, she is a limited edition of 1,500. The Wicked Witch continues the same design aesthetic that was from the original collection into this holiday doll, with her more slinky and sort of Morticia Addams-esque. I'm not entirely sure how to describe it, but it still fits within the rest of the collection, which I really love. And you just gotta love this red. I mean, oh my gosh, it's so great. So this is 2 different pieces. The coat is removable, and the coat by itself is just spectacular. So she features these faux fur huge sleeves, and also on the top of this coat. And the entire thing is bejeweled in these little ruby red rhinestones. And they continue on the back train of the coat. It is absolutely over the top. It is absolutely very, very dramatic, and guess what? We're here for it. Underneath that, she has a simple velvet red dress. She might scream Christmas more than Glinda, especially since her skin is green and she's wearing red, but I absolutely love how these 2 colors absolutely complement each other. It's so good. The bejeweledness of her does continue with the jewels that are incorporated into her hair, and I also love how Tonner has given the Wicked Witch curls this time instead of the straight hair that we saw before in the 2005 line. It's really cool to see Tonner switching things up on us and giving these characters completely new looks. And this one is absolutely no exception to the absolutely wonderfulness that's come so far, and that will come in the future. And that was our 2 holiday dolls. Now, if you wanted to add either of these 2 ladies to your Christmas wish list, which one, or either of them, would be easier to find? Well, the Wicked Witch is definitely going to be the easier of the 2 to find. Glinda is a little bit rarer. Now, that is because, like a lot of other Wizard of Oz dolls, Glinda in particular was not only collected by Wizard of Oz collectors, but also doll collectors in general. And a trend that I've noticed over the past 10 years is that Glinda has continuously become rarer and rarer and more sought after. And I think this is coming from non-Wizard of Oz doll collectors. So if you want to get either of these 2 ladies, you're gonna have to spend a little bit more to get Glinda. Which you might not want to hear, but that's the truth. One of the things that I'm sure you might have noticed is that they made the exact same number of these dolls as they made those original outfits. This is a trend that we will see continue into 2006, but won't happen after that. So while there are a lot of these dolls that were produced versus a lot of the later ones, they are still somewhat difficult to find. What Wizard of Oz items do you have on your Christmas wish list? Comment down below. And if you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. New videos are posted every 2 weeks on the 15th and last day of each month. And if that doesn't satisfy your appetite for Oz, follow the link in the description to ozclub.org and join the International Wizard of Oz Club. Until next time, happy holidays.